Come here, sit here. Okay. Right. So, good. Rule number 1. I don't like microphone. Alright? So rule number 2. You can hear that I'm losing my voice because I've been shouting too much during the summer. Okay? So, rule number 3. Please do not compete with me. When I talk, you shut up. Okay? Is that clear enough? What? Yeah? What's wrong?
No Japanese. No Japanese. So,
Don't worry.
sister, help me. I can help me.
Okay, we are going to do different things today. Just sit here. Don't worry. Take a knife and cut him into 2. Yeah, you know Japanese like this. Yeah, just cut him into 2 and 1 there, 1 here.
I see this sheet, but
In the morning you sit here. In the afternoon you go back.
Okay.
Okay? Alright? In the morning. Because in the morning I'm going to give a lecture. So I want you to sit differently because I want you to talk to different people. In the afternoon, you go back to your original seat. Am I understood? Yes, good. So we just try. In the morning, you may sit with some different people, and I will give you just very little time for you to discuss with each other. Okay? So whenever you do not understand what I say, raise your hand. Okay? All right? Okay or not? Okay. Whenever I ask you a question, please respond to me. All right? Or I will start speaking French. Okay? If you don't understand English, I'll try French, German, Russian, okay? To see what you understand. All right? Okay. So I'll try my best to speak very clear English. I know I have a Taiwanese accent, okay? I have no choice. I'm a Taiwanese. Okay, I cannot speak English, or British English, or American English, perfect English. It's not my capacity to speak perfect English. But what I think I can do as a foreigner is to speak very clear English. Alright? But many of us here still cannot speak clear English. The reason is not because our English is not good enough. The main reason why our English is not understood is because when we speak English, most of the time, we are lazy. Say, for example, when you say most of the time, okay, it's most of the time, right? Okay, follow me. Say it once, okay? Most. See, you said most. With most. See? Of, not of. Okay? Of. Okay? The. Not the. Okay. Most of the, and then time. Okay, do it. Time. Okay, so say it again. Most of the time. Okay, if you speak English like this, everybody will understand. Okay, don't stick your words together. Okay, most of us, because we are not confident enough with our English, so we try to cover up the word that we are not very sure. Okay, so we just jump. So if you jump when you speak English, people will not understand. Okay? And when people say pardon me, you feel even more inconfident. And then, our English will not be easy to improve. So, what I know is I've been teaching Taiwanese, Chinese, Japanese, Korean for 7 years. Okay, I've been traveling around. And what I realized is that normally Japanese people, Japanese students are very good in reading. Okay, writing is alright, listening is alright, but speaking, 難しいです. Okay, why? Because you are shy. Okay, you have to build up your confidence. Okay, so when you say confidence, there are 4 stops in confidence. But most of the people say confident. No, because we are lazy and we are not sure. So we simply say, most of people do not have confidence, and you just, mix up many things. So the most important thing for us to speak English is not to forget the end of a word. Okay? So I hope that from today on, starting from this class, you try to speak to each other in this speed, very slow, and finish each word you want to say. Is that all right? Can we try that? Yes? Any questions? I like questions. I know you don't like questions, but I do. Any questions? No question? It means that everybody agree with me. If you don't agree with me, you have to raise your hand, or I will presume everybody agree with me. Okay? Right? Good. So, today our topic is, where is my topic? Where's my PowerPoint? This one? Okay, good. Sorry, can't see quite well. Hey, how do I make the full screen? It's here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Please. Try to look at me. I know I'm not beauty enough for you to look for 3 hours, but try your best, okay? Okay? When you feel that, I really do not want to look at that old woman, you take the rest, okay? But when you feel all right, come back to me again, okay? Try to look at me, okay? And look at the PowerPoint, all right? So first I want to introduce myself to you. Okay, and I will give you 5 minutes for you to introduce each other in your group. 5 minutes, okay? So now I will use maybe 3 minutes to introduce myself. My Chinese name. Some of you are studying Chinese. Some of you were, most of you were born to speak Chinese, right? So this is my Chinese name, Shi Hui Ling. Try. Okay, Japanese students try. Hey, that's very good. Really? Okay, right. So my English name is, when Shi Huiling is translated into English. Okay, this was my own translation because in Taiwan before there was no official translation. So everybody can translate their own name into English, right? So I translated my name into Hui Ling Shi. Shi is, it's closer to Japanese, right? In Japanese, you call me Shi Sensei, right? Okay, so SHEE is closer to Japanese, but actually it's not Japanese, it's Taiwanese, because Shi in Taiwanese is Shi. It's very close to Japanese, right? Okay, so that's why my English name is called Huiling Shi, okay? But as we've said in the first day, please from now on call me Amy. No teacher Amy, Madam Amy, Miss Amy. No, Amy, Amy, Amy only. Alright? Okay, Amy only. Okay. So my position in this school is that I've been teaching in the College of Law for 23 and a half years. Okay? And I know I look very young, right? Okay. Okay. So I've been teaching here for 23 and a half years. I'm 50 years old. I'm 55 years old. And I'm married with a son who is 17 years old. Okay? And what I'm doing in the school, apart from teaching in the College of Law, I'm also the director of Taiwan Legal Information Institute, and we have a close relationship with relevant institutes in mainland China, in Japan, and in Korea. So you can find me in Japan and in Korea maybe 3 or 4 times every year. Okay, so this is the place, National Zhongzheng University, that you are in. And the topic today, I think the topic for this week is going to be basically international human rights in connection to every one of us. We are not going to talk about theories only. Theories do not work. Okay? So we want to know how globally human rights are being talked about. However, we also want to know if globally this is human rights, what is the connection between the global human rights and our own human rights? Okay, that is very important. Like your grandparents' human rights must be different from your your human rights. Okay, so we want to take a look and think about if globally this is a human right, what do we think about it? Okay, and human right is a very big and wide issue. So today I will use just some examples that may be easier for all of us here. Okay, last week, Professor Lee talked mainly about climate change. Actually, climate change is also part of the global human rights we are talking about, okay? Because we are talking for our next generation. Our next generation has the right to live on this globe. But our generation and your generation are making the globe disappear. Okay? So we might not have a globe that can provide for human beings living, okay, in the coming maybe 50 or 100 years. Okay, and that's why we have to discuss about climate change now, so that we know how we can preserve this globe for our next generation, next generation. Okay, so I just roughly put my topic as international human rights. Okay, right. So now, what we should do now is you have 5 minutes. Look at your watch now. Okay, write down what is the time, and when we say 5 minutes, when I mean 5 minutes, I mean 5 minutes. Okay, you have 5 minutes to do 2 things. Number 1, introduce yourself to your team member. Number 2, give me a short definition of international human rights. Okay? Clear, short, simple, everybody understand. Okay? What do you think about international human rights? What do you think is international human rights? Am I understood? Any problem? No problem. Okay, starting from now. 5 minutes. Hey, no Japanese.
Sorry. My name is Chinese.
Okay, then you need to introduce one more.
Please give me. I have birthday.
Yeah.
Birthday.
Champion job.
For
Japan champion. This first day so okay. Let's go next.
so Amy drive me going the street.
Okay.
You need to go today.
No, thank you very much. I get better. Okay, my name is Kenji.
Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. This is our location. Okay. Nice to meet you. Finish. Tepe. What's your name? What's your name? What's your English name? Tepe. Ask me. Tepe. Ask me. Say. Okay, let's go to the again. Okay, come on, Tepe. Come on, join us, Tepe. Okay, so Tepe M. Okay, let's go again. Okay. Okay, we are the Tepe team. Here, Tepe group. Okay. Tepe family. Okay, Tepe family. Okay, do you remember Tepe family? What do you say?
Human rights. I agree. You like it. About
So, okay, I see that. So, international human rights, human rights is very difficult thing. So it's very important. Yeah. Help more people. Help more people. Okay. My definition is to help more people. Okay. Yeah, depends. Okay, I decided that. So, Pepe group definition is to help world of people. Okay. Okay, Pepe group. Fair and well-being. So I wanna hear other people. Memorize next. Yeah, preserve your definition. But some so I think fair some places we can okay, yeah. That's the point.
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Stop now. Oi. Stop now. Stop now, okay? Right. So, every group, you know who is in your group now? You know everybody? Yes? Okay? Because we have some other opportunities. I'm going to be here with you whole day, okay? So, your group member are going to be your group member only in the morning. But in the afternoon, you are going back to your original friends, okay? We just want to try. If people change, what would happen, okay? It will be interesting, okay? So, which group, I need volunteers. Which group wants to tell us what is international human rights? Come on. You know, when I'm in the United States, when I say which group, I would have 100 hands here. But why? I don't know. Asian students are very shy and reserved. And if we keep doing this, we will not be able to compete in the global society. Okay? So try to make an exercise to raise your hands. You know, whenever I'm in the United States or in Europe, when I ask a question, before I finish, they raise their hands. And I said, well, I haven't finished. But then anyway, they raise their hands. Do you know what it means to raise the hands? You get a chance to talk, to be noticed, for people to know you. And this is very important in the global society. Okay? So I have a hand here. Okay. What is international human rights?
So first of all, I can't speak English very well, but I want to try. So international human rights is to help world person. Yeah. So my group definition is to help world people. So yeah. So this is the definition of international human rights. Okay.
Okay. So your definition
Yeah.
of international human rights is to help people.
Yeah.
Okay? So what they think is very important is to help people. And they are right. This group is really good. Because we used to talk about international human rights only in the international conventions. Okay? And we don't care whether this place is poor or that place is not developed. Okay? We just want to set standards of human rights. And then we criticize some people that, they don't know what is human rights and they don't practice human rights. Okay? We criticize them, right? But in the 21st century, we changed the old idea of international human rights to the new idea of global human rights in connection to what we call global justice, which means that on the globe, every human being who are living on the globe should share the same standard of human rights. So if I am living in a better condition, I have the obligation to help other people to share the same human rights as I have. Okay? So when some places, when they don't have clean water, we should provide them with clean water. When Japan has a very big earthquake, okay, Taiwan people rush to make donations to help Japan out of the difficult situation, which means that now we are living in a global society. Everybody has the chance to meet difficulties. So when somebody or some people, okay, or some countries even, when they are in difficulties, others are obliged to help these people who are in difficulties. All right? So very good to help other people. It's a very important idea in the 21st century global human rights idea. Okay? Right, very good. Can I have next volunteer? Good. It's okay.
And our definition is international human rights is basic rights which is by every country, every person, and it is very important. Like, such as the right of living and not harm good. Okay, it's all definition.
Okay? So I hear two very important things here. One thing is that international human rights is not just for each country to practice. It also applies to each person. Okay? The traditional international law define human rights under the laws of each country. Okay? So it is up to the government to protect the human rights of the government's people. Okay? But now, in the 21st century, global human rights is enjoyed by each person. Okay? So no longer stop at the boundary of each country. Okay? Every person is the subject of international human rights. Okay? When you study international law maybe 10 years ago, like my professor will tell me about human rights under sovereignty. Okay? So under the Japanese sovereignty, under Chinese sovereignty, maybe human rights will all be different under definition of each country. However, in this century, okay, we are trying to tell everybody under the idea of global justice that everyone, every person in this world, okay, they, well, at least in principle, they should enjoy the same human rights. All right? So a country cannot say, oh, because we are very poor, so our people do not have that rights. Okay? So we have to help each other, and then we have to know that each person, okay, the human rights are not defined now in each country. Okay? It applies to each person. Okay? That is what they've said. Very important. Okay? The other thing is that number one thing the United Nations are working for from last year until 2030 is to end hunger and to give everybody clean water. Okay, these two things we want to achieve before 2030. We don't know whether we can achieve, okay? But to end hunger and to give everybody clean water, okay? That is very difficult. Even in Taiwan, some people are still hungry. Okay, see these people keep eating, you're hungry, okay? I'm joking. Finish your breakfast, okay? I like seeing my students eating in the classroom. So just eat, okay? Eat. And we have to end hunger, even in the classroom. Many students come to the classroom 8 o'clock in the morning without breakfast. And some professors do not allow them to eat breakfast in the classroom. For me, that is against human rights. But only for me, okay? Okay. I cannot speak for other professors. I know some professors, they really hate students eating in their classroom. But when I have a class at 8 o'clock or even 10 o'clock, anyway, children feel hungry all the time, 24 hours a day. Okay? So it's all right. I don't, I never ask whether you are eating breakfast or lunch or dinner or whatever. No, especially Chinese people, we are eating all the time. Okay, so now our Japanese friends, when you are here, you should learn. That's our merits. We are eating all the time. Anytime we can eat. Okay, right. So to bear hunger is very important. Top human rights that we have to protect for everybody. Okay, so when there are food, we should be allowed to eat food. That's the positive way of talking about ending hunger. And 21st century, we are talking about the other side of ending hunger, which is trying to stop rubbish food. Okay, many people, they have very bad health condition because since when they were young, they could only afford very bad nutrition things, like you, maybe you are not eating those Kentucky Fried Chicken or McDonald's because you are poor. Okay, I'm sure that most of the children who come from middle class or rich families, they always like to go to McDonald's, Mos Burger, Kentucky Fried Chicken, things like that. Okay. However, these kind of rubbish food, trash food, will really make you a trash. Okay, so you have to be careful. I'm not saying that you are not allowed to go to these places, but try to balance your nutrition. Okay, but we say to end hunger, it also includes the idea of not eating too much trash food. Okay, like all those drinks on your table, they should be replaced with water. Okay, all right, that would be what we are talking about now. So when we say end hunger, to have clean water, these two very important elements in international human rights, they do not only apply to South Africa, to South American countries, to poor countries, to the far end of the city places, areas. Okay, it applies to every one of us. Okay, so when we talk about ending hunger, having good water, it applies to everybody. Okay, if you remember in the first day, I told our Japanese friends not to drink tap water, right? Because some of you may not know that the tap water in Taiwan is not safe at all. Sometimes we always keep the water in the tank, right? And then the water in the tank will go to the pipe, okay, and it will come out in our room, okay, for us to drink. This is the case in Japan. But in Taiwan, I'm afraid sometimes we find dead bodies in the tank. Okay, I'm sorry that I have to tell you this. Okay, and our tube to transfer the water, some of them are 30 or 50 years old. Okay, they are not replaced very often like Japan do. Okay, so you have to the water coming from tap, you need to boil them, and after the water is boiling, you have to leave it, let it boil for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, and then cool it down, and then drink the cool from there. Okay, so you always have to boil water first in many countries. Okay, I know now in Japan, in Korea, you can drink tap water, but in China, in Taiwan, sorry, you cannot. You have to boil the water, and even those very expensive water you buy from Family Mart or 7-Eleven, I'm not sure where they are from. Okay, okay, so this is what is happening in Taiwan. Okay, so for international human rights, we want the third volunteer. Tell us, okay, please.
So the condition from our group is that the rights that are enjoyed by human beings and accepted by most of the people of the world, to show everyone be treated at the same position.
Okay, so this is a very important principle that everybody should be treated equally. When we say everybody should be treated equally, it does not mean that everybody has to sit on this chair. Okay? Everybody should be treated equally. It means that, okay, everybody should be seated. Okay? Right? So we apply the equal principle in the way that we do not discriminate against anybody without any reason. Okay, like in Taiwan. Do you know in Taiwan, only boys go to army service. Only boys over the age of 20 have the obligation to go to army service. For girls, voluntary. Okay, we can volunteer to go to army service. But I'm not sure. Hey, the girls here, who of you want to volunteer to go to the army service? Please raise your hand. No one. Okay, which means in Taiwan, only boys go to army service. Very few girls. Okay, they go for fun. Okay, to serve in the army. Okay, so don't you think that it is unequal? Why boys have to go to army service and girls do not have to? What is the case in Japan? Tell me, in Japan, who have to go to? Oh, you don't have army, sorry. Yeah, in Japan, it's a job to work as a self-guard in the self-guard squad. Okay, so it's a different idea. But think about it. Why do you think? Say for example, presuming that in Japan also only boys going to army service. What do you think? Tell me, come on. Tell me, what do you think? Only boys going to army. Do you think it's equal? When we say only boys going to universities, no. Discrimination. Everybody should go to universities, right? But when we say only boys going to army, oh yeah, not bad. What is wrong with that? Why? Okay, so sometimes when we talk about human rights, we take it for granted. Everybody should share the human rights on the equal base. It's very easy to say, but very difficult in practice. Okay, we have to evaluate equality one case by another. Okay, and how, as they said, how are we going to give people the human rights to enjoy? Some human rights are obligations, you know, like for you to sit here, okay? Do you think you are enjoying your human rights sitting here? Yes? Please raise your hand. Yes? I'm enjoying my human rights sitting here, sitting in the class. This is my human rights. This is not. I don't think this is my human right. So what happened to those who have no hands? Huh? Okay, I'll give you another chance. Everybody has to show your hand once. Okay? Okay? Do you think it is your right to sit in this classroom and have a class? You think so? Really? Oh. Really? I feel very much under pressure. Okay. I think this is not my right. This is just an obligation. That because I want to come to Taiwan, have fun, and so they said that if I want to have fun, I have to sit in the classroom. Is it not right? No? You really enjoy sitting in the classroom so much? You don't look like that, you know? Yeah? You look very, you know, very... Sorry, there's the camera. Huh? Okay. Some of you really look half dead, you know? I know that, you know, over the weekends, you might have gone to many places. It is really not a very good idea to come to class 9 o'clock in the morning. Even I, you know, I didn't want to wake up tonight. So, okay, good. So international human rights, maybe each one of you, okay, has some ideas. And I want to talk about what I know about the international human rights, okay? One thing here is, what do you find? What do you find? Raise your hand. I want everybody to raise hand. When I put a picture here, international human rights, with this picture here, what do you think I want to tell you? Just a small sentence. Come on, come on. Talk to me, come on. It's really easy. This is black. This is not black. Right? They are all wearing different things. Where's Janice? There's a girl in kimono, right? Oh, that is not kimono. I think that's kimono. Yes. And with the sakura here. Right? That's Japanese. Is it? Okay? So, who is the boy next to the Japanese girl? Must be from, I think it must be from Denmark. It looks like. The boy from Denmark. Look like it. Okay? So the girl next to him must be Indian, right? Okay, we think it's Indian, but maybe not. Maybe a Muslim girl. A Muslim girl. Okay, it represents some kind of culture and religion. Okay? Okay, and the next one, American cowboy. Right? Okay, and the next one, Holland. Right? Somebody from Holland, right? And the next one, anyway, I don't know. A cute boy from somewhere. Okay. Okay? And next one, oh, maybe from Hawaii. Okay, Hawaii, right? And this one maybe from Dubai. Okay? So this one I think from Mexico. Okay? And this one maybe some Aborigines from United States or somewhere else. Okay? This one from I think Africa somewhere. But I don't quite remember. There's a people in Africa that they wear this, but I don't quite remember. Okay, so what do you see on this picture? Give me one word, only one word. Just give me a word that you see from here. Or maybe 2 words, 3 words. Any. Come on. Okay, please. Global. Okay, here. Equal. Okay. Yes, please. Race. Different races together. Yeah? Okay? And? Come on. Come on. Oh, yes. Culture. And? There's somebody. He's here. Oh, please. Consensus. You think that they agree with each other to hold each other. So they don't say, hey, sexual abuse, don't touch me. Okay. They want to be hand in hand. They want to live together. Okay? So, because you see, they are all different. They are all different, but then they can still live hand in hand on this globe. Okay? So what we want to say about international human rights is that we want to live hand in hand on the globe, even if we really understand that we are all different in culture, in religion, in our age, in our color, in whatever. Okay, in whatever we are doing every day. We realize that we are different, but we should live hand in hand on the globe equally. Alright? So I think this is what this picture means to us. And most of us here, and we've said the most important words here. Okay? So people say global versus individual. Okay? For this, we have a globe. Okay? And when we talk about global human rights, we want to know that every individual, they have their own needs, their own color, their own religion, their own way of defining human rights. And we should all respect them. And then we should work together, hand in hand. That is very, very important, to work hand in hand. And before you can work hand in hand, you must know how to communicate with each other. And that's why we have to speak English here. I'm not saying that English is the only global language. Okay, if you go to Europe, you know nobody speaks English. If you go to Europe, you have to speak German or French or even Spanish, Italian. Okay, so but in this area, okay, in the Asia, okay, in East or Southeast Asia, when we talk about global language, we refer to global language as English. Okay, so when we have to work together hand in hand, we have to communicate first in English. But it doesn't matter whether each person, like these days. I'm sure that when you are together, some Taiwanese students start to learn some Japanese, and some Japanese students start to learn some Mandarin or even Taiwanese. Okay, some always a Japanese boy always say "do xia" to me. Okay, okay. So it's good. It's if we learn from each other, and but when we are in the classroom, I told everybody no Japanese, no Chinese, because in this classroom we have to communicate in one language. Okay, we are not trying to learn from each other like daily life. So in the classroom, we need to use the language that all of us share. But it doesn't have to be perfect English. It has to be the English that we can use. Okay, and the reason why we use English is not to compete with each other, whether my English is better than your English. No way. Okay, it doesn't matter. English is just a tool for communication. So you don't have to worry how good or how bad our English is, okay? What we have to worry is that nobody speaks. If nobody speaks, then there is no communication, okay? So if somebody starts to speak, then it's going to be better and better and better, okay? So the international human rights we are talking about in the 21st century is different from before. We don't talk about country after country after country after country anymore. We talk about everybody living together hand in hand in the global society. And when we talk about human rights, we are talking about the human rights of each individual who are from different country, different culture, different religion, different social background, whatever. Okay? So individual is becoming more and more important subject of international human rights law. Okay? Right. So, what are international human rights? Okay? Let's look at this. This is this thing. Okay, this is where I copy it from. Okay, this is done by United Nations to talk about the most important principles of international human rights. Okay, so let's see what they are. Okay, could you read this to me? What is this? Okay. One more time. One more time. One more time. Okay. This one. Hey, people at the back. Look at here. Read here. Read. What is this? Louder. Louder. I only have one person and you have 100. And I'm louder than you. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Hey, freedom. Right? Okay, and this? Hope. Yeah. I have sincere hope that you can speak more, huh? Okay? Peace. Justice. Rule of law. Dignity. Okay, this prosperity means that we hope that we'll get richer. Every country will get richer and richer and have more resources to give to the people. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are regarded by the United Nations as the most important international human rights that we have to reach for. Okay, so as what I said, I think international language is very important. English should not be the only thing that we use maybe in the classroom. So when we have all these, when I saw these 9 principles, it came into my mind that, oh, since I have Japanese students in my classroom, so maybe I should do some work. Oh, we have Chinese and Japanese here, right? Is this right? This is the first 2. Is that Xin Lai? It's Japanese, right? The first 2, right? And Chinese is Xin Ren, similar. Okay? All right. So the second one. You see, Japanese and Chinese are very close to each other, right? Okay? For Mandarin, it's 平等. For Japanese, is 平等. Okay? Right? And then, it's the same again. Oh, for Mandarin, it's what? Hey, all my Taiwanese students is that. Hey, what is freedom? Okay, how about Japanese? You. And Taiwanese is 主流. You see, somewhere between Mandarin and Japanese. Taiwanese is 主流. Okay? Interesting, huh? Okay. Oh, the same. Again. So, Mandarin is what? Louder lah. Okay, how about Japanese? Kibo. Kibo. Taiwanese is kibong. Okay, so Taiwanese is always something between Japanese and Mandarin. Do you know why? Do you want to know why? Anybody know why? Because, do you know Taiwanese is from the province of Hokkien, right? Okay? And do you know there was a time, okay, I don't remember the number. There was a time that Japan learned Chinese from mainland China. At that time, the official language of China was the South part Chinese. Chinese. Okay, South China Chinese. Okay, so the Japanese that the Chinese that were learned by the Japanese were actually the south part of China Chinese, which is closer to Taiwanese. Get what I mean? Okay, so now when we say some Japanese, you hear Japanese, they are closer to Taiwanese than to Mandarin. This is the reason. This is the historical reason. Okay, right. So when you read the Japanese kanji, you feel that most of the kanji you might not recognize, but actually they were from the south part of Taiwan in Tang Dynasty. Okay, and that's why we don't recognize, because later on the capital moved north. Okay, so the Chinese language become north part centered. Okay, however, the Japanese kanji was learned from south part of Taiwan, south part of China, which is a bit different from the north part of China. Okay, so you can find it's closer to Taiwanese pronunciation. Okay, same characters again. So peace in Mandarin. And in Japanese. Upside down, right? And I tell you, in Taiwanese, it's actually in the traditional Taiwanese, it's the same as Japanese. Okay? Now we also say 和平. Okay? Maybe in Taiwanese we say 和平, but if you talk to the grandparents' generation, they would say 平和. They would use the same sequence as the Japanese. Okay? Alright? Okay. Right. Justice. Woo. Same again. Mandarin. Okay, Japanese. Taiwanese. 正义. See? Somewhere in between, huh? Interesting, huh? Okay. Rule of law. Whoops. Sorry. Same characters again. Right. Rule of law, Mandarin. And Japanese. Taiwanese is Taiwanese. 40. Same. Very close. Okay, very close to Japanese. Oh, similar. Mandarin? Japanese? And Taiwanese? 尊严. Okay, 尊严, huh? Okay, that's very important. for human being. Okay, the last one. See, all the Chinese characters are all kanji, are nearly the same. Okay, so Mandarin, Japanese, Hane,
More I.
so, one eye. Hane.
N-A-N-N-E-I.
Ha,
A.
A. Okay, A. So something is missing here. A. Okay, right. Taiwanese is 欢迎. Huan. Okay, but for Taiwanese, I think we don't say this. We don't use these two Chinese characters. I think for Taiwanese, we say 欢华. We don't say that. Okay, we use different maybe characters. Okay, good. So these are the international human rights. Okay, so do you want 5 minutes break? There is a trap, you know. When I say, do you need 5 minutes break? What you are supposed to say is, no, Professor, no, Amy, we need 10 minutes break. Okay, you must learn to, get yourself out of the trap. Okay, so we basically have 5 minutes break. Okay, but I expect everybody to be in your seat in 10 minutes. Is that alright? Okay, let's go to the toilet first. Okay, right, so we have a break.